Hey Matt, have you seen Josh anywhere? We're supposed to shoot in like 5 minutes.
No dude, but there's a note on the couch.
Note? Why the hell would he leave me a note?
Miles, while I am not actually dead, I have gone on pat leave. So if you wouldn't mind taking care of the show while I'm gone, I'd appreciate it. Here's the script for this episode. P.S. Don't fuck it up.
Oh shit. In real life, you don't get to choose your own name.
Thurman Merman.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sure, when you're an adult, you can go and legally change it, but by then, you've already spent most of your existence being called something.
Give it up for crispy bacon, y'all.
But thanks to the internet and video games, we're all given a second chance.
I used to be Sneaky Castro.
Wonderful.
And then snipped my balls off, removed the Castro. And now I'm just Sneaky.
The opportunity to fully rebrand. The power to create an alter ego that can express our identity and tell the rest of the world what we are all about.
The doctor's been preparing himself for his re-entrance into the online gaming community. I've got to make sure the power stays on.
But let's be honest, that doesn't mean we're all gonna choose wisely.
4-inch pounder. Oh man, got the 4 inches of beef right there.
The Gamertag, also known as an alias, handle, or nickname, is a staple of eSports and has become a defining trademark for some of its biggest stars. And for as long as we've had to log into something, they've been a necessary element to the formation of our online identity. But how have naming conventions developed over the last 20 or so years? Well, one of the earliest trends we can actually point to is leetspeak, short for elite speak.
Leet is a type of computer language that was first used by hackers and online gamers to kind of covertly communicate with one another.
Leet developed as a way to encode text by substituting numbers in place of letters. Whether this was to avoid moderation or the FBI is not totally clear. But Leet's presence thrived during the early internet, and it wasn't long before it found its way into people's gaming handles.
1337 gamers, they're like optic and phase together with a little bit of heroin in the middle.
Perhaps the most enjoyable thing about using Leet back then was that it confused and often alarmed the shit out of people who weren't so internet savvy.
Do you know what NIFOC means? Or how about this? Or especially this? Well, teenagers know what all this means.
They sure do, and it's part of a complicated and experts warn potentially dangerous code designed to keep parents in the dark.
All my friends use leetspeak. I can see about why parents will be worried, just because it can lead to danger.
The lexicon of Leet included widely used terms like pwn, woot, and of course noob, but it also produced suffixes like or, often tacked onto words like hacks. This sort of naming convention was cool for a while, but eventually became cliche and seen as obnoxious when overdone. Leet was particularly popular in Counter-Strike and remains prevalent in a minimalist sense today, which we can see with players like Device, Simple, Nothing, Forest, and Config, among others.
This round, but it's Config just greeting the edge of that smoke. Oh, he switches up! Config goes absolutely huge.
Also fans of simplicity, Korean gamers have taken to the trend of adopting single English words as handles. This tradition goes as far back as some of the earliest competitive gaming in Korea, when StarCraft pros picked cool-sounding English words as their alias, like Yellow, Savior, and Boxer. While it might seem weird that these Korean players who spoke very little English would choose non-Korean words for usernames, it actually makes a lot of sense. The Roman alphabet has more potential for global recognition than the Korean Hangul characters. Of course, there are examples of iconic players like Jaedong and Ryu Jaehong who chose to go with non-English handles, as the trend of Korean esports athletes sporting English usernames remains pervasive in League of Legends and Overwatch.
And Birdring. Oh, going for the quick play! Styling! Calyx is gone! Definitely did not see that coming, and neither did we. What a play from Birdring.
Back in the early days of competitive Counter-Strike, on top of the three-letter nicknames that were popular in the French and Brazilian scenes, one of the most annoying trends in gamertags emerged: camel case.
I think it does. I'm sorry about what happened the last time.
Not only does this aggravating style make it a pain in the ass to read players' names, it rarely looks good. And let me tell you something. From a production standpoint, nothing is more infuriating than having to re-export an entire story of video because you put the wrong letter capitalized in a stupid camel case name. I'm looking at you, Get Right.
Camel case is wrong.
You're gonna make me re-export for this?
We have to get it right.
How about get fucked? But that's not the only grading trend we've seen with gamer tags over the years.
So I had the bright idea, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna take on this persona of being a fucking clown, being a joke. So guess what the fuck I made my gamer tag? I named myself LX Mr. Fister.
And as online gaming continues to grow, so too has the boldness of edgelords everywhere. The ability to hide behind an anonymous username has given rise to profane or gross handles simply for the sake of provoking reactions.
Oh, he's a hacker. Big Boober 69.
So if you want a better nickname, what should you do? Well, an in-joke or a reference is usually pretty cool. For example, Ice-T's username is Lord187X. The Lord and X are a bit edgy for sure, but the 187 refers to the section of the California Penal Code that deals with murder.
Wear the wrong color, your life could end. Homicide's my favorite binge color.
Another option while playing is using some variation of your actual name, like Kenny S, or Henry G, or Bjergsen.
It's 3-time LCS split MVP in the mid lane, Bjergsen!
Or maybe you could even use your tag as a tribute to someone you idolize, like the London Spitfires Birdring, whose handle references Seagull.
제 시작할 때 시걸 선수의 방송을 보면서 이제 오버워치를 시작하게 됐는데
Seagull looking for that shot. He's usually pretty accurate.
그때 시걸 선수의 갈매기 조류 저도 조류로 하고 싶어서 버드에다가 링을 붙이게 돼서 이제 버드링이 된 것 같습니다.
But in esports, there is actually a faction of people out there who want to get rid of gamer tags entirely.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
The arguments vary, but the idea is that as esports grow, it would make more sense to just refer to people's actual names. And this point of view does have some merit, as there are handles out there that aren't exactly flattering.
Oh, the arrow's gonna connect on my nuts.
For example, Kevin PPMD Nanny, one of the 5 gods of Smash Bros. Melee, was previously known as...
Weak hit from Dr. PP?
That's right, he was Dr. PP.
Whoa! PP is playing like a man on fire.
Even though the story behind the handle might be kind of funny, you can see why it's problematic in an esports environment.
Hi, I'm Jake. Also known as Sir Action Slacks, regrettably. I should have been Colonel Quit, that was number 2, so,
Over the last decade, competitive gaming has fought for mainstream acceptance, and many people have spent significant portions of their lives trying to legitimize it. But it's been a difficult battle, especially for the poor commentators who have to call out ridiculous handles like balls and my nuts on broadcast.
Azir goes down as well, but the dunks are coming through. A double kill for balls, a triple kill for balls. Holy cow!
I want balls in my face. Balls.
Names like these might be amusing, but they don't exactly scream professionalism and can potentially be off-putting to sponsors.
Of course, I'm standing here with Big Dick Stacy. Talk to me about the team's expectations as we go into this tournament.
So the team's expectations going into this tournament, we're pretty thick and pumped right now. We're going in, just heads up, going straight in there, nice and hard, and see what we got and deliver.
While there are certainly a lot of terrible handles out there, luckily there are a lot of great ones too, now iconically tied to some of esports' biggest stars. FGC legend Daigo Umehara has even discussed the difference between his gaming persona and his real-life identity, how they have separated and become seemingly different people.
その頃は確かに梅原大吾っていう人間がゲームセンターに行って努力して成長していくって大会勝ってっていうのが楽しいってそれが一致してたはずなんだけど大会に勝って有名になってゲームセンターとそれ以外の外の世界 での違いっていうのが大きく明確になっていけばなるほどなんかこうカタカナの梅原っていうのと梅原大吾っていうのがちょっとずつこう分離してきて。
It's not unusual for gamer tags to be used as a means of expressing regional pride in fighting games either, as Street Fighter players like PR Balrog and Itabashi Zangief can attest.
He got him! And that's gonna be it. Justin Wong goes home. Itabashi Zangief moves on.
Where are you originally from? I'm from Itabashi in Japan.
And even if you aren't an esports superstar, many of us identify with our tags. It's a name we get to choose, an identity we get to shape. Maybe if we used real names in esports, there would be fewer questionable handles. But we'd lose something too, a little bit of the flavor that makes our scene unique. And while many professional players already use their real name or some variation of it, equally as many incredible moments have been created by players with tags like Faker.
No, Faker may be in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that?
Pengu.
Pengu, are you kidding me with a third getting taken down? And the drop right below, and the shot to the face. Pengu!
And of course, Squishy Muffins.
Squishy pounces to himself.
He gets
Flip
it.
reset. Can he do it? Squishy Muffins. Torment finishes it off. What a play from Squishy and Cloud9.
So Miles, what's your game attack then?
I'd rather not say, it's kind of embarrassing.
More embarrassing than being a Man United fan?
Really? The first time we're working together and you're gonna pull this shit?
Is that okay? Not too spooked?
Oh, look at you. Hey guys, it's Josh. I'm not actually dead. I'm just taking some time off to baby and stuff. Hope you guys have enjoyed the series so far. Miles is going to be taking it over. Be nice to him and keep it basically.